Today we're diving into Arthur Miller's incredible play, All My Sons. You know, it's one of those stories that shows you this picture-perfect American family, living the dream, and then it just rips that picture to shreds to show you the dark, devastating secret hiding underneath.
So let's just jump right in with the question at the very heart of this play. We hear it all the time, right? Family first. But this story really makes you stop and think, is there a line? Is there a cost that's just too high, even for the people you love most? All right, so to really get the Keller family, you first have to get the world they're living in. We're talking about post-World War II America. You know, a time of incredible optimism, national pride, and this feeling that a great future was right there for the taking.
And this, right here, was the promise of that era. For a whole generation of people coming home from the war, the American dream wasn't just some abstract idea. No, it felt real. It was a promise that success and a happy life were yours if you just worked hard enough for it.
But here's where it gets really interesting. Arthur Miller takes that beautiful idea and he just flips it right on its head. He's showing us that when you chase that dream without any kind of moral compass, well, that noble idea of success turns into pure greed. Prosperity, that can make you blind to what's right and wrong. And wanting to provide for your family, that can become an excuse for absolute corruption.
So let's get to the heart of it, the Keller family. From the outside looking in, they have it all. They're the living, breathing example of the American dream. But they're also being eaten alive by this awful secret from the war. A secret that's about to blow their entire world wide open.
Remember this number, 21. It's a number that just hangs in the air throughout the whole play. And honestly, it's the key to absolutely everything. And there it is, the horrifying truth behind that number. 21 pilots died. Why? Because Joe Keller, the patriarch of this perfect family, made a choice. To save his business, to secure his family's future, he let a batch of cracked, faulty engine parts get shipped out.
So how did he get away with it? Well, it's pretty brutal. He pointed the finger at his business partner, Steve Deaver. Steve went to prison for a crime they both committed, and Joe walked free. He built his family's fortune on this massive lie, and the whole family, especially his wife Kate, helps keep that lie alive. It's this quiet, fragile understanding that no one dares to break.
And this is where we find the real conflict of the play. See, it's not just about a crime and a cover-up, it's about a collision of two completely different ways of seeing the world. And it's all embodied in two people, Joe and his son Chris, who is just tortured by his love for his father and his own guilt from the war.
This chart lays it out perfectly. On one side, you've got Joe Keller. For him, the universe begins and ends with his family. Nothing else matters. But then you have Chris. He's a veteran. He saw men die, and he came back believing we have a bigger responsibility. To everyone, not just our own.
This is Joe's mantra. It's his excuse for everything he's ever done. In his head, shipping those defective parts, letting his partner rot in jail, it was all for his sons. It was a horrible thing to do, sure. But in his mind, the reason was pure. You protect your family no matter what.
But, you know, a secret this big, it can't stay buried. It just can't. No matter how hard Joe's wife Kate tries to pretend their other son Larry is still alive, the past has a funny way of coming back to collect its debts. And in this play, it comes back for a brutal, brutal reckoning. And you can literally watch the whole thing crumble, just piece by piece. First, George Deaver, the son of the guy in prison, shows up, and he knows things. Then Kate, under all that pressure, makes a huge mistake and says something that blows up Joe's alibi. But the final nail in the coffin, it's just a single devastating piece of paper. The letter, it reveals the most soul-crushing irony you can imagine. Larry, the very son Joe claims he did it all for, found out what his father had done, and he couldn't live with the shame. So he got in his plane and he never came back. Joe's crime didn't just kill 21 strangers. It killed his own son.
And that's the moment it all comes crashing down. Reading that letter from his dead son, Joe finally understands what Chris has been trying to tell him all along. He realizes his responsibility didn't stop at his own front gate. Those 21 pilots, they were all his sons too.
Faced with this truth, a truth he just can't bear, Joe Keller walks back into the house and a gunshot is heard. He takes his own life. And the play ends, leaving everyone on stage and everyone in the audience to wrestle with this massive, timeless message about who we are to each other.
So what are we supposed to take away from all this? Well, I think Miller is making a really powerful point. He's telling us you can't just draw a circle around your own family and pretend the rest of the world doesn't matter. What you do in private has consequences for everyone. Real morality is about understanding that your duty to your family and your duty to society, they're connected.
In the end, All My Sons isn't just a great drama. It's a challenge. It leaves us with this huge, unsettling question. And it's a question that's just as important today as it was back in 1947. Where exactly do you draw that line?